I'm not gonna tell y'all any more, Emmys people. Give it to her now. What you out here making Zendaya wait for the Emmy for? You gonna make her wait for the award ceremony so that other people could sit down and be disappointed when she takes it home? If she mustered up the level of snot that fell out her nose in this scene, she need a ESPYs award. She need an Oscar. She need an Emmy. She need a Grammy. She need a Tony. She need a ESPYs award. She need a Source award. And he goes in the other drawer and gets out a gun. Okay, so at this point, I'm like, here's hoping you take yourself out, Nate. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is a fictional character, so I could say that, because if it was a real person, I would never say that. But this man is fake. Nate, hey, won't you help us out? Won't you help us out, Nate? That's me in my mind when I'm thinking when he's seeing a gun. But of course, that ain't what he going to use the gun for a child, because that's too much like right. But you know what really disturbed me about when we first get introduced to this scene with Nate in the house? Nobody cleaned up that pee. You like that your house smell like Bourbon Street? What we talking about? I don't understand. You didn't want to hire nobody to clean that up. Y'all got coins. Y'all could get y'all somebody to clean up this little walkway, this little vestibule, okay? Y'all need to get that together, because I could imagine that permeating the furniture and the house itself, right? Because that's acidic, baby. I don't know what that's doing to y'all floors. All right, listen, it don't even matter. Unsanitary and nasty. Cleaned up the pee, folks. All right, either that or move. If y'all ain't gonna just move, you could do that too. I don't know, but the pee got to go. Hey everybody, thank you so much for checking out this video. It's your girl LB. Welcome to my channel, Watch With Me LB, where I give you fun, fresh, and funny rants, reviews, and recaps on my favorite movies and TV shows. And guess what I realized, y'all? I've done buku videos on my little baby channel, and I realized that I think I might have asked people to subscribe to this channel 3 or 4 times. Like, I never ask people that. I just always get into the review. I don't know. I don't be knowing what I'll be out here winging it, folks. If you would like, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel, because we be having fun, okay? It's fun over here. Except for when we talk about Euphoria, because them children be stressing our collective lives out, okay? So let's let them do it again this week, okay? So Euphoria dropped episode 6 on yesterday. They ain't got for 8 episodes in the season. Nobody told me that. I thought they had 10. 10 is a nice solid number. Why are you giving me 8? That means it's almost over. This episode is titled 1,000 Trees of Blood. Damn, that's the title for your ass, ain't it? The episode opens up with Rue sitting at a table trying to open up a Jolly Rancher's candy. Okay, it's a hard candy back in the day, okay? My grandma would have called that a penny candy. And them things slap, all right? She was trying to open her up a watermelon one. I'll always go for the green apple. Comment down below and let me know what flavor Jolly Rancher is your jam. Don't you get on here and say grape. Keep it to yourself. If you gonna pick grape, keep grape to yourself. So she's trying to open up this candy. I'm not gonna tell y'all any more, Emmys people. Give it to her now. What you out here making Zendaya wait for the Emmy for? You gonna make her wait for the award ceremony so that other people could sit down and be disappointed when she takes it home? The girl was sitting down trying to open up this Jolly Rancher candy, baby, and her muscles, her body is so in the midst of this withdrawal that she cannot even move her hands to open up the candy. She's barely sitting up straight at the table, and she's putting every ounce of energy that she has in her body to get this candy and open it up, and she cannot do it. And she's sitting there and she's crying, and her nose starts to run, and this big snot stream comes out of Zendaya's nose, and I'm trying to figure out, was that natural snot or was that made in a lab? Because you know how they be having like blood packs when you get shot and it like pop, you know what I'm saying? Did they put like a little snot pack in her nose? Because if she mustered up the level of snot that fell out her nose in this scene, she need a ESPYs award. She need an Oscar. She need an Emmy. She need a Grammy. She need a Tony. She need an ESPYs award. She need a Source award just for the snot alone. Because Viola Davis usually be coming with the clear runny snot. Zendaya gave us solid mucus, okay, and it was gross, but it was accurate AF, right? Because when you be snorting all the time, your nose be messed up. Every time she would chop up them pills with like a credit card or like a bottle cap or whatever, I just imagine how the pieces are big, right? Like they're not like a fine powdery sugar. They like crunchy and clumped up, child. And I'm like, baby, this girl nose is toe down to the ground. So her mom is there, and her mom is trying to give her water and like take care of her and bathe her, and she just feeling it, child. She got, her skin is all messed up. She's on the floor rolling around in the bathroom in pain, cold, hot, sweating, not sweating, can't regulate her temperature, got diarrhea, she's throwing up, she in withdrawal. Okay, that's capital W. And her mama's there the whole time. Shouts out to you, Leslie, baby, because that has to be just how you even manage, child. She had a fever, so they had to give her a cold shot. Listen, oh Lord, we got to lift Leslie up too now. We ain't never seen Leslie at work. I don't know who pays the bill. I don't know, because how you gonna have, like, how you managing that is what I'm saying. Like logistically, right? How you managing that with work, and you got another child, and it was terrible to see. But again, give Zendaya ESPYs awards. Okay, she need a Grammy for the way that she cried, like her sound, like it, just give it all to her. Just pack up the awards, put them in a box with some bubble wrap, and send it to her house. Don't play with me, awards people. Give it to her now. She's coming out on the major pieces of her withdrawal. She's still in withdrawal now, okay? But she is, able to stand up on her own. She's able to think a little bit clearer. She's able to, kind of process what she has put her family and friends through in her time of crisis, right? And so she's sitting down at her table, and she is gonna call Ali. All right, her sponsor Ali, my guy, Coleman Domingo. Okay, she is narrating about how she said stuff to her mama, and she don't really know if she meant it or not. Like, part of her kind of means what she said to her mama, but she ain't mean what she said to Ali. Like, she would have never said that. She called him like a wife beater and a crackhead and stuff like that, when Ali was always keeping it a buck with her and there to support her, right? And so she calls him on the phone, and she's barely holding on, child. And it was very emotional, and that scene was really good, because it's amazing how Zendaya can make her, it's them eyes. I'm telling y'all, it's her eyes. It's her eyes in conjunction with her face. Obviously, because they're a part of her face. Don't talk about me. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's this part. Because when she made this phone call, her eyes looked like she was 6 years old and she was about to get in trouble with her mama. Or like she had gotten in trouble. She looked like a kid. But it's amazing that this same person looked like a little banshee last week. Okay, the 17 people, different households, and everywhere she went, she tore it down. Okay, but not sitting at this table, she looked like a little child. A little tiny baby. And she's really only 17. She really is still a child, right? So she calls Ali, and she's like, Ali, I'm so sorry about what I said. I never would have, told you that. I just wasn't in a good place. And, I was trying to do whatever. And Ali was like, hey, I forgive you. It's good. I forgive you. Come on, Ali, man. Yeah, bruh. I've been there. I feel you. I forgive you. And he quoted a scripture, and I can't remember what the scripture was, but it was right on time. Okay, I feel like it was like, it wasn't nobody knows the hour. It was something. I can't remember what the scripture was, but it was perfect. Having that conversation with Ali, we get to really see how, she's come a long way, right? She's not out the woods, but she's come a long way, because that same Jolly Rancher candy that was sitting at her on the table, that she couldn't even manage to get before, she like snatches it up, opens it, and pops it in her mouth, right? And she's like, okay, all right, I got a little something happening. So that was a really, really great scene. It's so nice of Ali to just be like, hey, you don't got to do all that. I forgive you. Don't worry about it. All right, so the next scene we have is a really, really just great scene with Ali coming to Rue's house to cook dinner for Gia and her mom. And Ali comes in and he introduces himself to Gia. And okay, because I know what you've been in here doing. I done did it. I know you've been in here just funky and dirty, okay? And Rue was like, damn, Ali, all right. And then Leslie, Rue's mama, was like, bye, Rue, like messing with Rue, right? And Ali was like, nah, baby, because you've been washing her ass, so you can go ahead and go too. And it was very, very good to see them like laughing and having like a moment of like chill and normalcy. And I'm glad that Ali was able to give them that, because Lord knows they need a child, because they've been out here on a trauma train, okay? Ali and Gia are in the... Now, wait a minute. Before I move along, okay? I had said that Leslie had put a little eyeshadow on and a little rouge, like the old people say. Had a little earring. She was looking a little festive, okay? Because she had been keeping that head bundled up, okay? But she had let them braids down tonight. And I think she clocked Ali and was like, "Oh, hey, black man, you looking a little handsome." I wouldn't recommend that ruse, mom, that Leslie go ahead and try to get with Ali. Hopefully that's not the case, because that is a boundary that we should not cross. But I do like them together, and I think that Leslie with Ali has been more of what I think Leslie's personality is than what I've seen her with like other dates. She's only dated white guys on the show, and as far as I remember. And of course there's like a level of comfortability that black folk have when they're amongst other black folk. It was a really great thing to see, because usually when another man comes in the house, Rue and Gia don't be with it. They don't be with it. But Ali helped them to let their guard down, and they were laughing and kicking it and having some real talk and some real genuine conversation. And so Ali asked Gia, like, how you doing with all this, right? Because nobody pay attention to Gia, right? Gia gotta be the one to get her shit thrown around. Gia gotta be the one to stop. Be quiet. Hold on. I got it, Gia. Don't worry about it. Like when she's trying to help Rue, when Rue is in crisis. Gia is the one that gotta watch her sister OD on the ground. Gia is the one that got to watch her sister get pulled off in the ambulance. Gia is the one, you know what I'm saying? Like she always has to be an observer. And because Rue requires so much attention, Gia doesn't really get any. And so Ali asking Gia, like, hey, how you been doing with all this or whatever? Gia was like, I'm not mad at her. I'm good. Like, I'm straight. The way she said it was like she was trying to convince Ali. And Ali clocked that. And he was like, well, I ain't asking you to convince me of that. I just asked you. Like, which made Gia understand that, damn, maybe it is a little something down up in here. I need for next season, since we get into season 3, for there to be a mental health professional in this show somewhere. Do you hear me? I don't understand how all these crazy ass children, parents, neighbors, teachers, brothers, sisters, dogs, rabbits, don't nobody have no therapy nowhere, no time, huh? Child, listen, y'all need to call up and get them on the line, okay? Call them on the phone, okay? They got 1-800 numbers. Y'all need to get y'all some better help, okay? If better help want to sponsor this video, I'm about it, okay? We got teletherapy, talk therapy, text therapy. You could send gifts through the hey, I'm recommending talk therapy to everybody on the planet. If you are older than the age of 25, I'm gonna recommend that you talk it out, because you got some stuff you need to talk through. I don't care if you was a Brady Bunch participant, okay? You got some stuff you need to work through, and you need to get you some talk therapy. Have you gotten your talk therapy today, folks? Comment down below and let me know if you agree or disagree. Okay, so now we cut to the Badass Kids Brigade. Nate and Maddie and Cassie and all the in-betweens, okay? So, you know, last episode, the episode before last, Cal took his ragged ass and left, right? And everybody was like, so now we are seeing what that looks like in the Jacobs household, okay? So Mrs. Jacobs is doing it, okay? Living it up. Listening to a little In Vogue 90s jams, okay? Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. She's feeling great, and Nate and his brother, I don't even know what that fool name is, the older brother. They're looking at her like, but you know what really disturbed me about when we first get introduced to this scene with Nate in the house? Nobody cleaned up that pee. You like that your house smell like Bourbon Street? What we talking about? I don't understand. You didn't want to hire nobody to clean that up. Y'all got coins. Y'all could get y'all somebody to clean up this little walkway, this little vestibule, okay? Y'all need to get that together, because I could imagine that permeating the furniture and the house itself, right? Because that's acidic, baby. I don't know what that's doing to y'all floors. All right, listen, it don't even matter. Unsanitary and nasty. Cleaned up the pee, folks. All right, either that or move. If y'all ain't gonna just move, you could do that too. I don't know. But the pee got to go. You know, Nate didn't know about what was going on with Cassie and Maddie and he didn't get any of the phone calls that Cassie, Cassie was calling him 97 times, right? And he didn't answer the phone because he was working out. And he went downstairs to get breakfast, so he ain't know. So when he did see what was going on, that, Cassie kept calling him over and over and over again, he figured out what was going on. But then he really was like, okay, we need to do we gotta have a little talk with ourselves. Talking about all the personalities in his head. Because Maddie didn't call not one time. And he already knows that Maddie has the disc. So it stands to reason that she will be plotting on doing something with that disc. And he ain't gonna let that happen, all right? So Maddie is at her pretend house in the hills, and she's on the phone with Kat. Now, this conversation, it was supposed to be like an innocuous, like, venting conversation. And Maddie was like, I just want to murder her, and I can murder him, and I can't believe it, and I just want to, like, whatever. And then Kat was like, yeah, I ain't never trust Cassie. Huh? You ain't never trust Cassie? Maddie was like, why? And she was like, well, she looked like the type that will fuck your boyfriend. So you just gonna hold on to that information? Because I don't like that. Like, I don't like that. Like, if you my friend and you clocking something that I'm not clocking, you don't have a clocking conversation about it? Like, you see that she looked like the type that will F your boyfriend. All right, let's unpack that. What does that mean? And I don't like when people do that. Like, when your life falls apart, somebody be like, girl, I don't know why you was ever with him. I ain't never like him. But you went on a double date with me, though. You was a bridesmaid at my wedding. So what you talking about? We been friends for 973 years, and you ain't like him, and you ain't never said nothing. So when my life fall down, now you feel free to be okay? Huh? And I understand they got like a little fine line, because sometimes people don't want to hear nothing about their significant other, and you run the risk of like you being ousted because they taking the side of the whatever the hell. But nah, because I'm gonna say something. I just can't. Okay, but Kat was like, I ain't like that. That annoyed me, and I wish Maddie would have like held on to that little moment a little longer. She didn't, but I wish she would have. So she's having a conversation with Kat, and Kat is like on the phone with Maddie while she's on a date with Ethan. That annoyed me. I ain't like that. I don't like when people be mean to like nice people just for no reason. It pisses me off. It's a trigger for you, girl. I don't like it. Now see, okay, so I know behind the scenes, right? Old girl who plays Kat, Barbie, right? Got beef with the director of the show because of the storyline for Kat. Definitely understand why, because Kat is trash this season. Kat and Ethan are at this place, right? And so the conversation that Maddie was having with Kat was having this conversation on a date with Ethan. And Ethan just sitting there like, that's me twiddling my thumbs. You got it? Anyway, so yeah, they sitting there at the diner, and Ethan's like, yeah, so what's going on? Like, you told me to not go to rehearsal because it's like an emergency. Like, you want to talk to me about something. And Kat was like, So they had said that I have a terminal brain disorder, and that, I'm going to have to like drop out of school, and that I'm going to have to be in like the hospital all the time and whatever. And so Ethan is like, oh yeah, what's the name of the disorder? Because he knows that she bullshit, right? Like, she been acting funny the whole, like, little season or whatever. I don't know how long this is in these children lives, child. It probably been like 7 days. Who knows? He knows that something is going on. And so he a smart kid. And I'm glad that he actually held her feet to the fire. And he go, okay. I mean, what, you don't believe me? I mean, who gonna lie about a brain disorder? And he was like, well, I'm not saying, whatever. I just want to know what the name of the disorder is. And she was like, you know what? This is what I'm saying. So if I'm telling you I have a brain disorder and you're not going to support me, I'm wondering how sturdy this relationship is at this point, because I need to... So she's gaslighting him. Well, I don't know why in her mind she was like, I'm about to die, so that you can break up with me, or we could break up, instead of just saying, yeah, let's break up. But again, frontal lobe development in these children is just not there. So now we could... Wait. Oh, just the aggravation of it all, my friends. We got to cut to Cassie in them house. Okay, we doing Cassie and Lexi. So now we over there at Cassie in them house. And Cassie mama with her drunk self was like, girl, take these knives and put them in the bushes, because your sister going to try to off herself in here, and I ain't got time. I got to watch The Bold and the Beautiful, child. I ain't got time for that. And Lexi was like, Cassie has been on a downward spiral. She been locking herself in the bathroom, crying through her little clay mask, looking stupid, saying stupid stuff, doing stupid stuff, hollering, and just all around being a prick. So we also get a scene with Lexi, who's gone to Fez's house, and they are, talking or whatever, and Fez is smoking, and they talking about Lexi's plate. And Fez was like, yeah, bruh, if you do the play, it's gonna be hot. Make sure you put me busting Nate and his medulla oblongata in the plate, because that need to be in there too. Okay, here comes some more inappropriateness in the form of Nate's mama. Now, Nate's mama ain't said more than 7 words across 2 seasons, but in this episode, baby, we understand that she about sick of y'all, okay? Trying to day drink, and she gonna cuss with her children and drink with her teenage child, and she just about to just let it all hang out. She's having this conversation with Nate, and they talking like they are friends, which I was surprised at, because again, they ain't never really have any interaction. So for this to be the first like real life interaction with them on the show, I was like, y'all need boundaries. And so he tells the mom that him and Maddie broke up and that, they're not together anymore. And she was like, oh, Lord, good. Well, remember that time you choked out? Don't do that no more. But I'm glad you defended your mama that time. And I was like, wait a minute, lady. You about to lay up here and tell me that you really knew your child choked out this little girl and you was okay with it? Like, you didn't like condemn him for it, or like ground him or take his call away or nothing. You just was like, oh, you was taking up for your mama and you got out of hand, so just don't do that no more. She trash. I'm not a violent person, so I don't know what you're talking about. Have you seen yourself, sir? Like, were you there because I was there. Like, I saw what you did. Like, was it an out of body thing and you didn't? You're a horrible person, Nathaniel. So we over there at Cassie's house. And Catastrophic Cat, I'm sorry, I'm got my eyes closed on the screen because I'm just hearing her voice and like remembering what she did, and I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to scare y'all or come across like I'm aggressive, because I'm really, really not. I mean, I kind of am, but I'm not though. But Cassie, I feel like she makes me like aggressive. Like, I know I'm responsible for my own behavior, right? I'm really not that kind of person. But see, with Cassie though, with Cassandra, I don't even know if that's her real name, child. I don't know. She's a calamity. She is a catastrophe. She is a clown. So we flipping back and forth. We going between Cassie and them and Nate and them. So we over there at Cassie and them, and she getting on my nerves, and I want to yank her up. And Lexi is like, get your shit together, bro. Like, I don't understand what you in here talking about. Like, I don't understand how you even like Nate. He made fun of you your whole life. Like, I don't understand what you're talking about. And Lexi's like, but I didn't know who he was. Before I knew who he was, I didn't know. She's whining, bro. I'm telling you, y'all grown until it's time to be grown, huh? Oh yeah, you want to be grown and act grown and drink grown and dress grown and talk grown, but when it's time to handle stuff like you're grown, you want to sit on the floor and whine like a child, huh? Dummy. So then we go back to Nate's house, and Nate and his mama are talking about how sweet he used to be when he was a child, and that he has the negative stuff that his dad has, but not any of the positive. Real sweet, what he would do sweet things for her, and she was like, when you got to be 8 or 9, something shifted, something happened, and your dumbass dad didn't want to take you to therapy. But ever since then, it's like something happened. And so I'm thinking in my mind, okay, they're not going to make that a thing in this show and not develop it. I hope not, because something happened to that child at 8 or 9 years old. That's a reason. They brought that up for a reason. And I'm like, Lord, what happened to this child when he was 8 or 9 years old? Lord, I'm almost scared to find out. Now, Nate crazy ass going in his daddy's office and goes in the drawer where he kept all of his sex tapes and stuff. And it was a note on the drawer that said, have fun being a man of the house, asshole, from Cal to Nate, which is totally, completely batshit crazy. And he goes in the other drawer and gets out a gun. Okay. So at this point, I'm like, here's hoping you take yourself out, Nate. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is a fictional character, so I could say that, because if it was a real person, I would never say that. But this man is fake. Nate, hey, won't you help us out? Won't you help us out, Nate? That's me in my mind when I'm thinking when he's seeing a gun. But of course, that ain't what he going to use the gun for a child, because that's too much like right. So now we cut to Maddie, who was over there at her pretend house with the little pretend family or whatever. So the pretend lady come home and she's like, oh yeah, I had so much fun with my girlfriends. How was the baby? You know, how was my little boy? And Maddie give her the update. And the lady say, let's go get drunk in the pool. And Maddie's like, all right, bet. Nah, see, are they trying to groom you? They're trying to bring you into that marital bed? What's going on? Like, I don't want to, I don't know. Maddie tell the lady what happened with her and Cassie. And then the lady tells Cassie, well, listen, same thing happened to me. And Maddie was like, girl, somebody cheated on your best friend, boyfriend situation, cheating and stuff. She was like, no, girl, I'm the one that had slept with my best friend boyfriend, right? And so they started talking in the pool, and they basically the same person. Maddie's looking at herself, or potentially what could be her in like 25 years. And the lady's looking back at her and what she used to be 25 years ago. Oh, y'all. This is my favorite part in the whole show. It was the sweetest little part. Fesco and Lexi have been kicking it at his house, right? And they decided to watch Stand By Me, all right? Which, let me go on the record and say, Stand By Me, it's one of the greatest movies of all time. R.I.P. to River Phoenix with his cute self, okay? R.I.P. That movie is fantastic, and the song obviously is a bop, okay? If you don't know Stand By Me, I'm wondering where you've been in your life. They watch Stand By Me, and they both like getting all in their feelings, and Fez shake like a little thug tail, whatever, and Lexi like straight up crying. And at the end of Stand By Me, they play the song Stand By Me, you know, and darling, darling, stand by me. And they both singing it, right? And they like feeling it in its vibes, okay? It was some residual vibes coming through the TV, hitting me in my chest. All right, I was like, oh yeah, what's about to happen? Okay, y'all about to kiss? Y'all about to have sex? What y'all about to do? Ain't nothing happen though. And I love them two together. Now, what I also clocked a couple episodes back, and y'all got to comment down below and let me know if y'all saw this too. Lexi was like giving Ethan a little sweet eye too now. Okay, I'm shipping Flexi. Okay, that's what I call him. Everybody else calls him Fexi. I'm going Flexi. Okay, they about to flex on these hoes at this high school, okay, when they go to the parties and stuff. So Maddie is driving home from the lady's house, and she goes in her room, and she's, you know, walking in, and we see Nate's reflection with his creepy, crazy self sitting in the dark, waiting on Maddie to come in the door. And she doesn't see him. And she was walking, and then she spots Nate in the dark and scares her, obviously, because why are you here is the question, okay? I mean, we know why you here, but you ain't want to go about this another way? I thought you was going to take yourself out, Nate. No? Okay. Too much like right for you, huh? Okay. So while Flexi is in the room watching Stand By Me, Faye with her, that girl looked just like that little fish from SpongeBob, huh? Okay, so Faye go outside to take the trash out. You know, she always taking the trash out, right? And so she is outside, and her boyfriend is down the alley in like a little corner telling her, hey, come here, right? And so he basically tells her like, hey, it's getting hot. They came over there at the motel, asking about Mouse. And I'm basically, I'm working with the feds right now. And Faye was like, wait, you cooperating with the police? And he was like, nah, I'm just helping him out. You big dummy, okay? So he basically tells her, like, if I come over there and I say something, shut up. Don't be asking no questions, because you know you always got to ask clarifying questions with your aggravating self. Shut it up. Ashtray was busy doing something, and they had security, like a camera, so where he would have seen her talking to him outside if he was paying attention, but he wasn't. He was, I don't know what the hell he was doing. I don't know. Let that man be 12, huh? He's 12. He could mess up. Players fuck up. Now we back at Maddie's house. Nate in there with Maddie, and he pulls a gun on her, and he's like, give me the disc, my baby. Okay, so he takes the bullets out the gun, puts one in, and plays Russian roulette, putting the gun on her head and pulling the trigger, putting the gun on his head, putting the trigger, back and forth until she tells him where the disc is. And then after she gives it to him, he's like, yo, I'm sorry, I was just playing. I was trying to scare you. I had to get the disc back. It wasn't no guns, no bullets in the gun. At that point, we gotta scrap, my G. Like, you was trying to kill me, and I was probably mentally preparing to go ahead and go meet my maker. At least we gonna have to scrap. I'm gonna get a couple off. You might beat me up, right? Because you like 7 feet tall, and I'm like 4 foot tall. You know what I'm saying? It's a big old height difference between Maddie and Nate. Ain't no matter. Because I'm gonna get a couple off. He gets the disc, and Nate drives over to Jules' house, who earlier Rue was about to give tea on Elliot and Jules, and she was like, man, nah, fuck them. I don't want to talk about them. I ain't about to waste my time. So this the first time we really seeing Jules, right? This episode. So Nate drives over and calls Jules on the phone. He's like, hey, I'm about to be outside your house. I got something I want to tell you. Come outside. And she was like, boy, I don't want to talk to you. And then he called her, like she hung up, and then he called her back and he was like, listen, I'm outside your house. You really need to come and talk to me. So she got a box cutter and put it in her sleeve and went outside, which I'm glad she did. Okay, she wasn't stupid. So she got outside and he was like, listen, I know that you hate me. But everything I said was true. I want to apologize to you, and I want to give you this disc. My daddy filmed y'all having sex. I don't think nobody else have a copy of it, but I'm giving it to you. I have seen it. I feel like when I was watching the live after show for Pay a Wait, if y'all haven't subscribed to Pay a Wait, go ahead and subscribe to that thing. That's my girl, Sharonda. Okay, she's the reason that I started my channel. I was like, listen, it's a brown girl out here doing movie reviews and TV reviews, and she's her normal personality. I could do it too. Come on, you don't know it until you see it. All right. So I think I was over there on her live after the episode, and somebody was like, bruh, did y'all clock that Cassie is just the cis version of Jules, like the cisgender version of Jules? And I'm like, dawg, that's wild. Because it is, though. Nate is trying to get what he wants in Jules with Cassie because he can't be with Jules. I ain't clocked that. Did y'all clock that? Comment down below and let me know if you clocked it. Ooh, y'all smart out here. Okay, y'all smart in these comment streets. All right, so here we still with Nate and his raggedy self. And he calls Cassie, who's sitting in the dark like a clown looking crazy. And he calls her and she picks up on like the half of a ring, child. And she's like, hello. Like she not sitting there devastated and just wreaking havoc in our house all day. And he's like, pack a bag, you can come stay with me. And she immediately gets up and packs her bags. Don't say nothing to her mama, who I also clocked was at the table, not drinking wine, but drinking tea. I've not seen that girl drink water, coffee, Coke, Sprite, Pepsi products, brown liquor, nothing. Just wine, 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 wine. Every time we see her, she has wine, but she didn't have wine this go around. She had tea. And I'm like, girl, you trying to clear your head space because you know your child is in crisis? So we wrap up the episode at Rue's house, and they are sitting down for dinner, and they're talking about Rue, right? And she's like, you know, I want to get clean. I want to go to rehab and get my life together, whatever. And, you know, I want to do it right this time, right? And so, you know, Gia is like, listen, you said that before, so we gonna see, sis. I don't know. And so we've been waiting this whole time. She withdrew at home, right? And she has been waiting on a bed to come open at a rehab somewhere, right? And so they're waiting on that phone call for her to pack her bags and go ahead and go to rehab and get what she needs to get and learn the skills that she needs to learn and really hopefully process those skills to hopefully give her that 5% chance. And they were talking about that too at the table. They were like, it's a 5% chance. So chances are her ass is not going to make it, right? And so Ali was like, listen, that's on Rue. So go find whatever she needs to find to make her 5% the 5% that's going to let her make it. It ain't on you. All you could do is what you could do, and you can't do nothing else. It's not going to be your fault. Like if you decide today you don't want to support Rue and go into rehab, that still ain't got nothing to do with Rue. It ain't on you. It's on her. And I'm glad that he said that because everybody in this show has made Rue's sobriety their responsibility. All right, y'all. You know, Euphoria. They can't let us get away scot-free now. All right. So the last scene of the show is Gia and Rue in bed. Gia climbs into bed with Rue and is like, hey, can I sleep with you? Right. And they, you know, get in the bed and Rue is like, man, I feel like I don't know anything about your life. Like, what's going on with you? And Gia was like, I'm going to tell you when you get back. Because I know Gia's like, listen, baby, I'm not about to waste my time with you. G is very skeptical because, again, she loves her sister, right? And she wants her to get better and for them to have a relationship like they used to have. But G ain't holding out hope, baby, because G say, hey, 5%. And so they fall asleep in the bed, and Leslie gets a phone call from the rehab, right? And the rehab says, hey, we don't have a bed for her. I'm so sorry. We don't have nothing right now. And Leslie is on the phone begging, y'all. And it's so mother-friggin' sad the way that she did. She was like, listen, y'all don't know my child. She's gonna kill herself if she don't get into this rehab. You got to help me. Help me. Help me. Please help me, y'all. Y'all gotta help me. She's begging the people on the phone. My whole family is social workers. I was a social worker for like 5 seconds, right? I know that finding a bed in mental health facilities and rehabs is extremely difficult, folks. You know why? Buku people out here on drugs and they need rehab, okay? Facilities here have people from Georgia, and I'm in Louisiana. Georgia, Florida, Texas. People cross state lines to get services because there are so few. And if you really think about it, the services that people really need when they in real need, services for homeless folks, people out here who are suffering from mental illness, people out here who are suffering from drug addiction, alcohol addiction, like all of that stuff is so small in comparison to the amount of people that need it. The services just ain't there. And it just broke my heart because I know that people really have those kinds of conversations on the phone every day. I don't even know what to expect from next week's episode, Jesus. I haven't currently looked at the preview, but because I needed a break. So comment down below and let me know what you thought of this episode. I'm trying to understand, where do we need to go get Zendaya's Emmy? Like, do y'all want to like carpool over there to pick it up and then drop it off at a safe location to her? Because I don't think she will want me to know her address, because I'm gonna be knocking on her door asking her if she want French fries all of the days that end in a Y. Okay, I'm not crazy, Zendaya. If you see this video by any chance, girl, call me. You know what I'm saying? I'm really not crazy. I'm a single parent and I'm out here being real regular. I'm just saying, I just really appreciate you and you my little sister in my mind. Okay, love you. Okay, bye. Meow, 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 meow.